to the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer. We are back with our Champions League. You heard the music. It's all queued up. It's all beautiful. Our usual. We got some surprises. Obviously, Champions League always brings a couple surprises. We also have some things that we saw coming. But we do got to get those out to you guys rather quickly here. Before we hit match day 2, we're going to recap match day 1. And to do that, to see these little surprises and to see these little things we saw coming, cue it up, baby. What's up, Ocho?
Yeah! Back on the mic. With the Mike Daddy. Mike Daddy, can't wait to get into these games with you. Some surprises for sure, but also, if you were a betting man, you probably did pretty good. There were some really obvious games here that just were, you knocked them out the park if you put them on the betting card. So, without further ado, this was Tuesday, September 6th. Let's get into the first games here. This was Borussia Dortmund versus Copenhagen. Borussia Dortmund smashed Copenhagen 3-0. Goals here were by Marco Reus, Rafael Guerreiro, and Jude Bellingham, with assists from Julian Brandt and a double assist from our very own Team USA, Red, White, and Blue, Giovanni Reyna. Really glad to see him getting some minutes, getting on the score sheet with some assists. Looking at the possession here, Dortmund dominated possession here with 63% possession to 37. And they also doubled the amount of shots with 15 shots to 7 shots to Copenhagen. Booty, what was the next game on Tuesday?
Another one we saw coming here, Man City just putting that hurt on Sevilla. Sevilla, time to go back to Europa. As we said, they're trying to work on those first-class tickets back to Europa. This is a great way to go about it right here. 4-0, our usual suspects again. Holland netting 2 with the brace, and then we also have Phil Foden, who gets the man of the match according to who scored with an 8.4 rating. Lots of work from our boy Phil Foden. A goal as well from him. It's usual, typical Man City style here. João Cancelo with an assist, actually 2 assists. We have De Bruyne with an assist to our boy Holland. It's the usual. I feel like it's a broken record.
Yeah,
with City here, especially right out the gate. Really strong start to this group, a group that they should win.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're on to our next one.
Next one.
What you got?
I got the next one. This was one of those upsets that Booty was talking about that I can't imagine a lot of people bet on this game, but I think our Bundesliga pundit, Parker, did in fact bet on this game, and good for him because he bet against Milan one week, so I'm glad he got one of these back in his face. This was Chelsea versus Dynamo Zagreb, and Dynamo Zagreb came away with the win, 1-0, with a goal by Mislav Orsic and the assist by Bruno Petkovic. This game initiated the sacking of Tommy Tuchel. And we know now that they've already hired, I'm drawing a blank. Is it Booker? No. What's his name? Jeez, he coached Brighton. Give me a second. Chelsea head coach. Oh, this is embarrassing. Potter. God, Graham Potter. I knew that. I don't know why I have Booker. Like double O maybe? I don't know. So this was the catalyst to get Tommy Tuchel fired. There's already rumors that he might be going over to Bayern Munich. This was a very strange formation that Dynamo Zagreb came out with. It was a 3-1-4-2. You heard that right. 3-1-4-2. Chelsea dominated possession, 68-32, and they also had twice as many shots. But if it doesn't go in the back of the net, it don't matter.
That's right.
So Dynamo Zagreb with this one, looking like Chelsea might be in Europa soon. Hey now, Booty, what's the next game on the docket for us?
And we got your boys, man. AC Milan, Salzburg. AC Milan actually I believe they were down. They were down a goal, 1-0. They came back 40th minute. They tie it up. They get the draw here, 1-1. Tough Salzburg team. A lot of people are going to overlook them, obviously. not a team you hear very much about, but a team that we should be paying much more attention to. We've discussed it on the show a few times, just the talent that comes out of Salzburg, that has come out of Salzburg, Holland being one of them. Minamino, another one that's over at Liverpool now. Timo Werner. There's a lot of folks that come out of this this system here, this Red Bull system. Excuse me, RB. Not that I say the Red Bull anymore. But it's a squad that likes to mess around. They can usually cause some havoc in Champions League. They'll pull a game here and there that you're very shocked that they'll pull. If you go back and look at their history, usually somewhere in between a third, second place finish is where they'll usually be at. This is a group that they really have a chance to contend in. Obviously, you can tell that they're pulling their weight against the Serie A champs here. So this was a really fun one. Obviously, going back and forth if you're a fan of either. Really fun to see. And your boy with the man of the match. I'm gonna butcher his name because I always do. But
I tell you what, it's funny. The Milan fan base, they actually start making up names for him now. So they'll call him Salamander or Salad Maker or Salsa Dancer. Like no one says his name correctly. And it's become this like trend with the Milan. It's Salamakis, and the bench, and he got the goal, which is surprising because he's been under a lot of scrutiny lately for not scoring any goals, being a right winger. So it was really great to see him get on the score sheet. Like you said, this was a this is a gritty game. This was a lot of young, fast, quick, aggressive players. There was not a lot of flow. It was there was just a lot of openness in this game. It was just constantly AC Milan dominated possession 65-35, but both teams were in the double figure shots. Salzburg had 16 and AC Milan had 14. We definitely had the opportunities to win, but so did Salzburg. This could have gone either way, and I'm just happy we got away with a point.
You saw a lot of that grittiness and the scrappiness with the youngsters that you're talking about. The match before this for AC Milan was obviously the Milan Derby. I noticed that I actually sat down and watched that in the end. First time I watched the Milan Derby in a long time. Actually had the time to do it.
Nice.
You saw a lot of that. You saw a lot of fast pace, a lot of movement. A lot of these youngsters that would make mistakes, but they didn't keep their head down. Really, really cool to see some of these guys keep their head up and fight till the end. And you saw a lot of that here. Obviously, Salzburg, a different beast. They don't see them as much as they do Inter. So it's a really fun contest, like you said. Cool to see with AC Milan as well. So
appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. They got our boy Des now too, so I got to pay attention to him a little more.
Hell yeah, and he subbed in. Thank you for saying that. He actually subbed in. The coach pulled the captain, the starting right back, Davide Calabria, and let Des in. And I got to say, man, he had moments of flash there. I was really excited that he was able to get in for Champions League. Shout out to another American. I'm pretty sure, Booty, that we can name an American in almost every single group in the Champions League. So let's keep an eye on that. So far, we are 2 for 2. Giovanni and Gio Reyna and Serginho Dest. Off to, this is Group F. We got Celtic versus Real Madrid. This is one of those very predictable games. Real Madrid is now the only team in Europe to have not lost. I'm sorry, they have won every single one of their matches so far in Europe. This game finished 3-0. Goals by Vinicius, Modric, and a surprise player showing up on the score sheet, Eden Hazard, coming in for an injured Karim Benzema. Federico Valverde and Danny Carvajal with the assists. Like Booty said at the beginning of the podcast, this was a very obvious pick. 65-35% possession. It was 12 shots to 10 shots. Celtic, I think, are going to be a very strong team in this group. We got to remember Real Madrid are the Champions League winners right now. By the way, shout out to Cameron Carter-Vickers, the USA center back for the Celtic. We're 3 for 3 so far in groups in the Champions League with USA players. Booty, why don't you take over for RB Leipzig and Shakhtar?
Got a 4-1 Shakhtar win. This is kind of a surprise for us because we actually thought going into this one, Shakhtar had lost all of their, a lot of their Brazilian players, obviously with the war going on. A lot of stuff going on there, a lot of extracurricular going on. So kind of we thought it was going to break up the squad here. Apparently it didn't. RB Leipzig, they've kind of been slumping a little bit lately in their domestic league. So the slump continues. Like we said, 4-1 on the finish. Man, we really didn't see this one coming. We had goals in, let's see, we had one in the first half, so it was somewhat close. So we had a 16th minute goal. And then, Salzburg, or excuse me, RB comes back, Leipzig, they come back. They pull it within one. So we got 1-1 in the second, right in the middle or the beginning of the second half of 57th minute. But then immediately next minute, Shakhtar says, no, fuck you. We're taking that right back. That's ours. We got the receipts. So they took it back 2-1. And then it was pretty close. And then all of a sudden it just seemed like the floodgates open. Probably without even looking, we could probably say that maybe Leipzig started pressing a little bit harder, try and get that goal back, try and get that draw. Because then all of a sudden you saw a third goal in the 76th minute, and then about 10 minutes later, 85th minute, you got a fourth goal. So something usually probably going on there where they probably decided to throw some extra guys forward to try and break even. It backfired. And judging by what we know with Leipzig, they usually like to press a lot, obviously.
Yep.
So it is tough one for them to swallow. Not pretty giving up that many goals in Champions League. You always got to remember that the goal differential at the end can really come back to bite you if you're giving up that many goals. So that sucks to see for them. Hopefully they can bounce back. On the flip side, Shakhtar's got a nice little cushion going on in the second round.
Definitely. And one thing to add here is that this game, also like Chelsea, was the catalyst to getting the RB Leipzig coach fired. Domenico Tedesco has, like Booty said, not been having a great form in the Bundesliga, and this was the game to get him fired. They immediately turned around and they went and got their hometown hero. I can't remember his first name, but the ex-Borussia Dortmund coach, Rosa. Do you know his first name, Booty?
Marco
Rosa. And dude, what a fucking change. Over the weekend, they dominated. Whoever they played, I don't even remember who they played, but they looked like a brand new team. So during the game, they wound up saying that Marco Rosa grew up in Leipzig, played his first professional match for Leipzig, and is a huge Leipzig fan. This was meant to be. I love it. I love the change here. They're a totally different team now. Look for Leipzig to be very strong on the comeback this upcoming week, which we'll get into in the next episode. One thing I also got to point out in this is a name that I've never heard of, but Mikhailo Mudryk was the player of the match, 2 assists and 1 goal. Let me get his nationality real quick. He's Ukrainian. He's 21 years old. Be on the lookout for this guy. A 21-year-old dominating a game in Champions League is something to not turn your head to. This is a special kid here. So keep your eyes on him. As far as fantasy, would be a great pickup if you're in some Champions League fantasy right now. Moving on to the next game. We're in Group H.
Mm-hmm. Getting
Booty.
H.
I almost want to pass this one off to you, man. This was such a good game. This was PSG versus our very own Serie A old ladies, the Juventus. This was 2-1 PSG, but boy, could it have gone either way. Holy fuck. Shout out to Weston McKennie. 4 for 4 Americans so far. This game was 2 goals to Kylian Mbappe very quickly and in amazing fashion. 2 goals, one in the 5th, one in the 22nd, with Weston McKennie slipping in a header in the 53rd minute. Kylian Mbappe with the man of the match. This was a very even matched game. 57 to 43% possession in favor of PSG. 15 shots to 13 shots. And I got to say, man, there were moments in this game where Juventus dominated possession high up the field, and PSG were totally content kind of playing that Italian style, sitting back and waiting. And it's because they got fucking Mbappe on the end. They know that they can get that space. If they get him into that space, he's going to kill it. But interestingly enough, they scored their first goal with a beautiful pass from Neymar. I'm trying to remember the quote. Our very own Ray Hudson was commenting this game. He said Neymar was playing in the fourth dimension and had parabolic vision, and it was like, oh, couldn't have described it better. The ball that he put in, it just like floated right over the back, and Mbappe just smashed it home one touch. Look for Juventus to bring this one home and potentially win this game. This was a really good game. Vlahovic was kind of taken out of this game, but the overall team of Juventus really surprised me. Also, got to give credit to Verratti, best midfielder on the field, hands down. Like, not even close. Made everyone look like a bunch of children. Could have gotten man of the match, in my opinion, if it wasn't for Mbappe getting 2 goals. But this was a fantastic match. Love seeing McKinney get in and get a key goal for them moving forward. Do you have any thoughts on this one, Booty?
Definitely can't say I'm upset. I definitely, everybody looks at the firepower PSG has. Juventus kind of been, on the fence lately as far as, what we're used to seeing out of them. So to see a 2-1 and to see them fight back, is the most important part because that's something that we're used to seeing out of them. With Juventus, they're always down, but they're not out. So awesome to see them bounce back. Really weird to see PSG yet again having some difficulty. If we go back their last few Champions League matches, dating back to last year, that second half seems to haunt them for some reason. They're starting to look like the Falcons in the second half. So I'm liking it. I hope that keeps up. I would really like to see what the flip side of this game is going to be. Hopefully, we get to see Chiesa back next time around, and maybe this can be a 2-1 victory the other way. So this was really fun. It's good to see Milik really getting involved lately.
Yeah.
Not sure if you saw he got screwed out of a goal back on Sunday.
I heard about the drama.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It's I think they got some pieces there. Quadrado always can be a game changer as well. So I think the way that this went, you can't really ask for anything else as far as them coming back. And we just spoke about the goal differential. So if we're gonna take a one goal loss here, that's I'm not too upset about that compared about for what we're up against with Neymar and Mbappe and Messi. So also weird we didn't really mention Messi too much, and he still had a great game too. So that's really dangerous when we're talking about PSG. But hey, we're just preaching to the choir on what everybody already knows.
Everybody knows these things.
So
I will say just one more thing to add is PSG have found their missing piece in Vitinha and Sergio Ramos. They've been needing someone to partner next to Verratti, and they've been needing someone to partner next to Marquinhos. I'm still not sold on Kimpembe, but because they're running a 3-4-3, they technically have a 5-man backline. So they're almost overprotected on the defensive side. Not to mention they have 2 of the fastest outside backs in the world right now in Nuno Mendes and Achraf Hakimi, who I'm really surprised that Juventus were able to hang in there. I guess matching a 3-man backline with a 3-man backline is the perfect way to neutralize Juventus. Not to mention Paredes, who is a ex-PSG player. He knows how these guys operate. So that was a really great move by Massimiliano Allegri to put him right in the center and have him kind of dictate the play offensively as well as screen that backline. So one more thing as well is Perin. This is, I think, Perin's first Champions League start for him as well as Juventus. So that was a really great showing. I thought he had a really phenomenal game. Difficult to stop those 2 shots that Mbappe had, but I'm very excited to see Juventus in this group. And actually, speaking of which, Booty, who was the other game in Group H?
That was another one we kind of saw coming here. Benfica against Maccabi Haifa. That was the Israeli squad making their Champions League debut, their first appearance Champions League. Kind of saw this one coming. Benfica was looking pretty hot last year. Obviously, a lot of people forget they took Liverpool to the woodshed at home, scoring goals on them like they did. So I mean, it's kind of forgotten about because they didn't, advance. But Benfica, they usually tend to show up and cause some trouble. They did the job today, or this particular match right here, 2-0. We had Rafa with a 50th minute goal, and then I guess they just fed off that momentum. About 5 minutes later, we have Grimaldo, the next Ronaldo, the next Doe, over at Benfica. So looks like he's a wing back with the man of the match. So looks like he did some work. He definitely has some tired legs after this one. So 2-0, we saw it coming. You got anything to add on that one, Hugh?
Not really. There are a couple of players to note in this match is Gonzalo Ramos, who is the starting striker from Benfica. He is the player that fills in for Darwin Núñez, and as well as our old ex-Ajax right winger, David Neres, is on Benfica. I keep forgetting that he's out there in Portugal. He's Brazilian, so he speaks the language. I think this is a really good move for him. Look for him to have a really good Champions League, to put himself, back on a tier 1 team. I think that was his intention being at Ajax, was to show out at Ajax and then get that contract, much like we saw with Antony. But glad to see he's on a team where he's starting and being able to contribute. But that'll do it for our games on Tuesday. We're now going to move into our games on Wednesday. Hootie, why don't you hit us with our favorite Dutch team?
We saw this one coming, another one. We had Ajax plugging and playing per usual. Obviously lost a coach, lost a lot of key players. Antony among the most recent one. Right. Going up against Rangers. Rangers been showing out over the last few years, really been on that ascending, that incline, So we thought we were going to see something a little bit closer, but Ajax did what they do. 4-0 win for them. Started early, 17th minute, Alvarez putting one home. And then 32nd minute, we got Burgess. And then we had Berghuis. And then we had 34th minute, we had Kudos. And then we had later on, we had Steven Bergwijn, 80th minute. That's a name we know.
Yes, sir.
So, with that being said, Ajax doing Ajax things. I did bet on that one. But the next match you had up kind of ruined my parlay. So,
well, just real quick, one thing to add about this: Ajax looking so hot. They just had a 5-0 win in the Eredivisie. Player to look out for into the future is one that scored during that game, Mohamed Kudus. He had a goal and an assist in this game, and over the weekend he had 2 goals. Ajax dominated possession 75-25, and they had 17 shots to 4. They look like they're going to take this group pretty easily. Moving over into the next game here, Napoli, Liverpool. Holy fuck. Napoli beat the shit out of Liverpool 4-1. Is Klopp going to get the sack? No, just kidding. Sorry, people. Just stirring the pot. Nowhere near getting close to getting the sack, but boy, is everyone sitting there scratching their head going, how the hell did we let Napoli beat us 4-1? Well, I got to say, people, this was in the Maradona Stadium. Diego Armando Maradona. Key players in this match for me were Osimhen, Zielinski, and Kvaratskhelia. Osimhen, while actually not scoring at all, manhandled that back line. I watched a little bit of this game, and he was uncoverable. I already put my hot take in to the Hot Take Express. They're going to go buy Osimhen. If Núñez doesn't pan out and Firmino moves, they're going to go buy Osimhen. Osimhen is the next hot striker in European soccer. Last year, we saw Vlahovic, Haaland, Mbappe, Darwin Núñez. Osimhen is next up on that list, guaranteed. This man is begging to be put on a tier 1 team, and arguably, Napoli's the tier 1 team for this game. Like we said earlier, this is 4-1. Peter Zielinski had 2 goals and an assist. Anguissa had a goal, and Kvaratskhelia also had an assist. This was typical Italian soccer. Liverpool dominated possession, 60-40, but Napoli came away with the win and more shots, 18-15. Booty, why did you pick Napoli to win this game in the Maradona Stadium, man? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that, bro?
I did not. This actually wasn't the one that screwed up my
parlay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It was that Frankfurt game, man. They screwed me over. But I will say, funny little tidbit. You mentioned Klopp, and they had asked him, with the Queen dying and everything, if it was, if he was worried about losing their rhythm because they haven't played in 6 days, and he said, "What rhythm?"
Damn, I love when coaches are just fucking brutally honest.
I
love that.
He's basically like, "What rhythm? Have you seen our games?" He's like, "We look terrible.
We're on the struggle bus right now."
Right. So he's aware of it. I mean, I say if they keep this little steep incline right now, it's getting rougher to say that that they could fill Mane's shoes. It's looking tough. If they keep going down this little slope that they're on, I mean, I guess it's got to be talked about. If Thomas Tuchel can lose his job over a draw and a loss, and the way Liverpool's looked lately, I mean, what is it? A draw, loss, and a beatdown at that.
Yeesh.
So it's got to be talked about at least, right?
I definitely am with you. Now, it's interesting because, like you said, it's not a terrible record. 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw in the last 5 matches. One of them was a 9-0 beatdown to Bournemouth, who, I mean, didn't Bournemouth beat Man United 4-0? Was that Brentford?
That was Brentford. That was Brentford. Bournemouth already fired their coach, so I did see that. So
one thing to note about Liverpool here is that they were missing Thiago. He came in as a sub, but he has not been the same. I'm wondering, man, is Mane really the reason that they're just not the same? Or, what's interesting as well is this happened last time Liverpool were in the Champions League and lost. And I'm wondering, they kind of came out of that Champions League like in a slump. And it took them a couple of games to be like, fuck, we were Champions League finalists. Like, we know what to do. So I'm wondering if maybe this is just like they're still sad about losing the Champions League, They only lost by 1. It was 1-0.
If I remember correctly, they started kind of slow the last time, but they lost the final. If I'm remembering correctly, the last, you remember it was the one where Salah got hurt.
That's right.
2018.
Yep.
So
it makes you wonder, like maybe this is just some post Champions League final loss slump. Maybe they're just still getting over. They're still grieving. They need some time because they have elite players. I mean, there's no one. The only player on this field right now that's kind of sus is Elliott, and he's just young, Harvey Elliott. But
I
mean, Klopp believes in him. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting group right now. Ajax and Napoli are topping the group. It's pretty incredible. I never would have guessed that. And Liverpool have third. They're looking like they're in Europa. But let's move on. We're in Group B. Who we got here, Booty?
Oh, man, this was an interesting one. We had Atletico and Porto, which we kind of, if I remember correctly, we kind of were talking about how they're kind of evenly matched. This is a really evenly matched little match right here. Just with the two teams, the 2 coaches, their styles. As far as Simeone, we figured Simeone would sit back and just let the game come to him. And then it ends up being Griezmann for the win, a 2-1 victory for Atletico in the 100th minute, the 10th minute of extra added time.
Oh man,
gotta love when that happens,
dude. This game was fucking wild. I'm gonna even say this on the podcast. I actually turned this one on at work, and I turned it on like the 85th or something like that, like right in the middle of that last 10 minutes, and all of a sudden you see Atletico score in the 91st minute. And you're like, oh my god, they just fucking won it. And then the dude that scores the winning goal gives up a fucking handball in the 95th minute. And you're like, bro, what? So they tie it 1-1. And then because of all of this commotion, the handball, the VAR, they add on a couple of extra minutes. Here comes Griezmann. And by the way, Porto were wasting time trying to get the game to go out as a 1-1. And the ref's like, I'm going to add this time on, And sure enough, fucking Griezmann. And something to point out about Griezmann is he's got that crazy contract with Barcelona. If he plays more than 50% of the games, Atletico Madrid have to buy him out for 40 mil. So Atletico Madrid have been subbing him in the 60th minute every single game. And what was so amazing to see is after he scores that goal, what does he do? Grabs the badge. He starts kissing it. Just absolute loyalty. Totally understands the contract he's under, but doesn't give a fuck because he loves the team he's playing for.
Might be worth the 40 million.
Why not? I mean, you sold him for 120, buy him back for 40. You make an 80 mil profit. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and it's fucked up that he needs to be handcuffed because somebody else can't handle their books. I mean, that's ridiculous.
They're dead. I tell you what, Barcelona would love that 40 mil right now.
Yeah, exactly. So they go blow it on somebody else.
That's right.
What else we got?
Group B, the other half of Group B, we've got Club Brugge and Bayer Leverkusen. This one was a shocking result. I honestly thought Leverkusen were going to come out ahead here with a win, but Club Brugge won 1-0. Goal by Abubakar Sila, assist by Andreas Skov Olsen. I don't know a lot about these teams. I do know that there is an American on Club Brugge. Let me see if I can find him. Hold on. And he's like he's jacked. This dude's fucking yoked. Damn, is he not on the bench? Oh. He's not even on the bench for Champions League.
Oh, damn.
All right, well, we got to find another one.
Yeah, we can't just streak in.
Hold on. Napoli, Liverpool. That was Group A. Ajax, Rangers. Rangers has Malik. We just gotta shout this out, people. So we got Malik Tillman in the Rangers. That's 5 for 5. All right, we're going over to Club Brugge. Where is he? He's an American. His last name begins with an O. Oh well. We'll find one.
Oh well.
So this is Group B. We still have Barcelona and Bayern Munich. I'm sure there's an American on Bayern Munich. I'm just not remembering it. This was a shocking game. Going to be interesting to see how Group B rounds out. Actually, who's the other team in Group B? Is it Tottenham? No. Did I not pull it up? Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Un momento. Who is it, Booty? Help me out. Oh, wow. Eintracht and Sporting. That's the game you were talking about.
Yeah.
Booty. Wait. I'm tripping. Okay. Hang in there, folks. We're missing a Group B game. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Atletico Madrid and FC Porto. I said that.
Yeah, so we still on it.
We're still on it. All right, I'm going to cut this out. Booty, why don't you bring us over to Group C?
Yeah. Let's see what we can do. So we got Barcelona and Victoria Pleasant. Pleasant Victoria.
They're missing vowels.
Yeah, all Pleasant Victoria.
Please don't hurt me.
Yes, please don't do it. They hurt him.
They hurt him.
Barca went ahead and did their thing. Hat trick from Louis. Oh man, I almost put some money on a brace from Louis. So and I should have. But it was relatively simple too. He went ahead and got it out of the way in the first half. So this was Barca looking like Barca again. And actually, excuse me, he did. It wasn't all in the first half. I'm so sorry. He spread it out. He made us wait. He had 2 in the first half, and then he made us wait till the 67th minute for the third one. Fernan Torres with another one of those goals as well. Mm-hmm. Your boy Kessie with the opening goal, 13th minute. Hate to go all around. I got you all twisted up here. 13th minute, he had the first one. Then Louis in the 34th. Then Louis again in the 45th. Then 67th. And then Torres with the assist on the one in the 67th. Good to see Dembele as well on the assist for the second Lewandowski goal in the 45th. A guy that pretty much everybody has written off and is pretty much dead until it's transfer season and somebody's looking to spend a bunch of money for no reason. So it's good to see him actually playing football again and actually doing his thing. We know he's capable of it. Just kind of been in a bad sitch the last few years at Barca, and then like we said, like teams want him, but they don't want to pay that much for him. But Barca wants that money, so it's like it's he's caught in a rock and a hard place. So good to see. Also, I thought it was interesting to see Christensen do well. Obviously, I mean this isn't a tough squad. I'm actually shocked they gave up one goal. But interesting to see Christensen coming over from Chelsea and doing pretty well in that back line for Barca as well. You got anything else on this one?
Nothing that I can think of off the top. This Barcelona team are looking like real contenders. I said earlier in one of our podcasts that they will take the group in honor of our Barcelona pundit, Christian Clavery. I honestly think that pick, I think that might actually go through because Bayern looks sketch. They're already talking about potentially firing Nagelsmann and bringing in Tommy Tuchel. They've drawn 3 games, and while we're at it, let's get into Inter and Bayern and the other half of Group C real quick before we do that. The American midfielder that plays for Club Brugge, his name is Owen Atawasawi, and I'm hoping I can pull up a photo real quick for Booty. Look at this motherfucker.
He's been working out with Traore, huh?
Yeah, son.
Damn. He's working out.
He's a big dude as well. He's not little. Like you're thinking, oh, he must be little. Nah, dude, 6'2". That motherfucker jacked.
He's 21.
21. He's playing midfielder for Club Brugge, but he can also play as a center back.
Oh, what?
Ding, 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 ding. We're missing a center back. This dude's playing in the Belgian league. Go fucking get him. Come on. What the hell, dude? Granted, his starting minutes are pretty low, but he's on this team. We keep the streak alive. Over in Group C, though, we're going over to Inter and Bayern. Bayern escaping with a nice win here. 2-0 over Inter. Inter going back-to-back losses, one to AC Milan and then right after to Bayern. I think they barely squeaked out a win over the weekend. This is a 2-0 to Bayern with goals from Leroy Sané, assist by Joshua Kimmich in the 25th, and an own goal by Danilo D'Ambrosio. Didn't watch this one enough like I would like, but this was a pretty evenly matched possession game with Bayern having 21 shots. Shout out to Onana. First start for Inter, Andre Onana, and in the Champions League. I think he might have had some criticism as far as how he played goalkeeper, but other than that, I blame the back line for Inter and also the coach. They did not start Nicolo Barella, which is like your best midfielder. I don't know why you don't start him. And they were also missing Big Ram Lukaku, as well as De Vrij, who I think was rumored to be potentially going to PSG, so that makes sense why they kind of sat him out. But this was a good win for Bayern. Inter are going to be looking to take Pleasing out on a date and make her scream. Barcelona going to be going back to Bayern, I believe. I think that's the next game. It could be. We'll get into that for the next episode. But that'll round it out for Group C. I think they don't have any Americans. Do they have any Americans on Bayern? They did have Dest on Barcelona, but they lost him.
Yeah, I don't think so. My heart always wants Alphonso Davies to be American, but
yeah,
we'll give Canada one. Blame Canada. So we'll give him that one.
Yep. Rounding out the last group of match day 1 of the Champions League, we've got Group D. Booty, who we got here?
At Tottenham and we got Marseille. A 2-0 win for Tottenham. We got to point out that while we saw this coming, we didn't see it coming. This was pretty sketchy for 75 minutes for Tottenham. No score all the way up until 76. Richarlison saves the day with both goals. Perisic with the assist to him on the first one, and our boy Højbjerg with the assist on the second one. 76th and 81st minute. Boy, yeah, it was looking pretty sketch for Tottenham for a minute. Conte was probably ripping his pants off and burning them, and probably just causing mayhem on the sideline, and that's probably why they woke up.
Accurate.
Yeah,
Accurate.
it's
Very accurate.
I can't explain this one. I thought it should have been a lot worse the way Tottenham's been looking. But hey, I don't think we give enough credit to Marseille. We talked about that a little bit when we went over these groups. So go ahead. You got something.
I'm saying you're hitting the nail on the head. I don't think Tottenham gave enough respect to Marseille. This was in Tottenham Stadium. And one more thing to point out, not only did they not score until the 76th minute, Marseille had a red card in the 47th minute. So for about 30 minutes, they were going 10 on 11, and they just broke the deadlock at 76. It took them 30 fucking minutes to get a goal against 10-man Marseille.
Yeah, something wrong there.
Marseille's got 11 men. I think this is not ending 2-0. I think this is a very different score. I think everyone has totally underestimated Marseille here. Shout out to So Rare co-founder Nico Julia. That's his team. I'm sure he was pissed the fuck off at that red card because these boys look like they're gonna be contending in this Group D. Speaking of Group D, we're going over to the other half. Eintracht Frankfurt versus Sporting. I think this is the one that Booty was referring to that might have messed up the parlay here. Sporting coming out and just giving them a little backhand to the face with a 3-0 win. Shout out to Nuno Santos, Trincao, and Marcus Edwards with the goals. The goals didn't come until the 65th minute. But this was a pretty evenly matched game, 56% to 44, with 11 shots to Eintracht and 8 to Sporting, with the man of the match going to Ugarte. I didn't get to see a lot of this, but I know that this was probably a very fun game to watch. One of my boys that I recently sold on So Rare is the starting striker for Eintracht Frankfurt. His name is Randall Kolo Muani. I was expecting him to get on the score sheet, but Sporting doing sporting things. Getting a dub.
Sporty spice.
That'll round it out for match day one. Booty, do you have anything else you would like to add about match day one?
Fun match day. Like we said, we always see a couple surprises, a couple things we already saw coming. Looking forward to match day two. More surprises coming your way. I did have one shout out for us before we close it out.
I also have a shout out.
I was gonna say we got to shout out our boy AP, our Bundesliga pundit. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday, Alex, Mr. Parker.
Pretty boy Parker, best rapper in Destrehan.
Absolutely.
While we're at it, we got a Steven Doobies and Boobies, the classic mixtape from 2010, I believe.
Oh,
fact check me on that. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Also got to shout out Steven Gonzalez. He recently had a birthday. He's part of the Total 90 Club. And there was one more, Turtle. Turtle also had a birthday recently. Shout out to those guys with their birthdays. A shout out I want to do is kind of a sad shout out. And this was rough doing this podcast to get on here. My dear beloved dog, Emmett, was just put down today. It was rough. We brought him to work today. We always bring him to work. And today was the day. You know, like, I don't know if you've ever seen animals. Sometimes they just break down. And today it was so sad to see him like that. He could barely stand up. I mean, he was just going to the bathroom on himself. It was rough. And my parents they just called me. They found a 24-hour vet, and they said he got worse when he got home. So I just want to shout out Emmett. Love that dog. Helped me get through some tough times after moving home from college. Animals they're just so beautiful. I'm gonna miss that guy.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah. I didn't know. He's an awesome dog.
Yeah. He was
really friendly to me.
Yeah. He was the employee of the month for perpetually for Bartlett Engineering. I'm gonna have to show you. I photoshopped his face into a suit, and then I put it into a picture frame, and it hangs right near the front door of our office. So when you walk in, you see the perpetual employee of the month. And he's got a nice big smile with his tongue out. Yeah, so I made sure to get a bunch of photos with him. But man, I broke down at work. I usually take him out in the afternoon, and there's like a patch of grass that he likes to use to go to the bathroom. And I carried him out there, and he just laid there, and he's like, I just want to hang out on the grass. And it was just, oh, so hard. I'm starting to get choked up. But anyway.
Oh, man. Don't apologize. It's cool.
That's cool, so hope he's in a better place. Hope he's happy. He certainly brought me a lot of joy. So.
And that's what he was there for, man. Absolutely. Now, as you know, we just lost a member of our family not too long ago. One of our kiddies. That was my wife. So it was yeah. It's tough to be there and actually see them, put them down. So it's tough to go through, man. So
yeah,
I'm with you, man. We'll keep kicking balls and feet for Emmett. You gotta leave that picture up. You gotta leave it up. You gotta make like a poster now, right?
No. It will never be taken down. That will be there forever.
Yeah. Sweet.
I'm probably gonna post it on my socials just to give him a shout out.
No, that's sweet, man. That's cool.
Yeah. But anyway.
Good shout out, man. That's good. That's good stuff.
Thanks.
And Emmett for life, man.
Emmett for life, man. Love that dog.
I got nothing else unless you do. Man, we sure have a lot of fall birthdays too coming up and already had. So, man, we're just like we got a bunch of fall babies up in the total 90.
Right.
So parents are celebrating Valentine's Day like a mug. Anyway, it's been the Footy Fetish Show. Fetish is real. The footy is soccer. We're gonna go peace out, Boy Scouts, on this match day 2 tomorrow. Peace.